add Della Piana to the list of people who have disappeared from YouTube since I cyber sleuthed Uphill Media, Roar Media, and all that junk stuff. The Ebon Kim, the Manitalk, the Redneck Economics, the Mitchell Held, the Graham Elwood. Ever since I started perseverating on the so-called ecosystem working under Jimmy Dore, a bunch of people have conveniently had their channels, all the content removed. Add Della Piana to the Manitalk list. Maybe not all this content has been deleted, but for those two, now they're off of YouTube. Suzanne Murphy hasn't shown up in months since I outed her as the CEO of that company, implying she is 1%, that she had some sort of obligation to work with Roar Media, Uphill Media. They never explained she had that job. Then I figured it out, and then she left. Della Piana is tied to the hip of Redneck Economics. She's tied to the hip of Roar Media. I'll include some video clips in this video here just for the record, so ye can see the connections are real. Sarah Frills is gone. She left. She deleted the Nina Turner video. You can still catch Della Piana and Redneck Economics buddy Dave Denton, the independent outsider guy. You can find them on Vimeo. I figured this out by looking at Deb's Twitter page. She gets no response, not much. I don't see much going on with her, whatever she's doing. She admitted that she took herself off of BitChute. She's complaining about all her videos removed by YouTube, yet she said she removed herself from BitChute for the backup plan. Now, I pretty much stopped uploading to BC, and for the same reason that she gives, that she doesn't respect the right wing. She's really going a different route than the ecosystem we see, the Slow News Day, the Frank Analysis, the Manitalk, the kooky trying to get us killed by the pandemic. They fake debunk it. They say don't wear masks. They say ludicrous stuff. And I bet they have been vaccinated and they wear masks. They're actors. I've got some video of Convo Couch proving they're reading off of scripts. I said earlier in the videos I mentioned earlier, that I'm not going to go nuts overproducing these videos. I did want to share the news I stumbled across that Della Piana is off of YouTube. How convenient. She was a regular, or seemingly, on Uphill Media, Roar Media. I'll show a little bit of that, just to prove I'm not just saying it. She was promoted by them. Redneck Economics is tied to the hip of them. I have a video that I'll share. Little clip, I'll just add it to the background of what I'm saying here to show I'm not lying. I don't lie. I have Asperger's. I don't lie. That's how Asperger's works. Jardula is tied to the hip of Roar Media. He does a show with Accidental Informant. What's her name? Shanda. He has that drug show with her. The rehab show, or whatever they call it. Oz has worked for Convo Couch. These are just obvious things that are true. And anyone who knows these shows knows what I'm saying is true. I busted Johnny and Glory from the Echo Park footage. I got them caught in an outrageous lie, an outrageous manipulation of video. I had Larissa Alexandrovna caught in the outrageous lie in which she said Brett Kimberlin had been exonerated for the Speedway bombings. Where is she? She's nowhere to be found. She's married or was married to that Scott Horton guy, part of the racket. Russia Today is part of the racket. It's a very big racket. I refer to it as a racket scam, as an attempt at originality. This has been a special update from the Tokyo Shemp News Desk. We now return to regularly scheduled, not making videos, working on stamps. I'm on my nighttime coffee, so I suppose today I put in a double dose of video making. Now I'll just have to edit this a little bit and find those videos to splice and dice, chop and mop, all the stuff that goes on in the background to generate the shtick. Then I hit upload and I move on. I sometimes say this is the way it was. No, that's not what I said. That's the way it was or is. Depending on mood, I'll say one of those. Alright, thanks for your time and consideration. Have nice nights. I mean that truly, even though I don't know exactly who I'm speaking to or with. I try to emulate Krishnamurti. Don't take the speaker's word for it. Look into this for oneself. Just say no to authority. Of course, it's not so easy to look into stuff when people are playing, I'm persecuted and I got banned and all my stuff got deleted. It's like, come on. I don't believe it. I don't think Hard Lens Media is associating much, if at all, anymore with the ecosystem or whatever they're called. The racket scam off of Jimmy Dore. So basically, I don't even watch much of this crap. I was studying character, faces, stuff like that. I never watched Jimmy Dore. I don't care what anyone's saying. I already learned what I had to learn. No one's going to learn squat on the internet anyway, and especially through this rigged COINTELPRO racket scam. That's it. I've said enough. This is why I told myself earlier today to stop fretting over producing videos. So that's that. That isn't that, because now I have to edit and all that stuff that I already mentioned. Alright, sorry for running around in circles. I just need to talk a little bit to ensure enough time to do that splicing and dicing in with that background video that proves everything I'm saying. A friend just told me that McAfee killed himself, but I don't have the time to get into it. I believe the medium is the message, thus content has been rendered meaningless. I try to supply meaningful meaninglessness, if that makes any sense.
So we're going to move into Deb Talpene. Deb has Shut the Fuck Up on YouTube. It's an amazing channel. Deb started out as a Bernie supporter, 5-6 years ago, 5 years ago. And then she was one of those that woke up to election fraud and realized we're not going to change anything at the ballot box. It's time to get out in the streets. And this is a beautiful Shut the Fuck Up from this weekend. Okay, I'm going to let her rant a little bit, and then I want to talk about what she's working on and what she's planning for October.
And that's we're starting off at the 7:40 mark, everybody, just so you know. And
this is a great rant, though. Go listen to the whole thing.
She's my foul-mouthed aunt, I think.
I think so.
Wow.
But the people have the right to wear them if they want.
The strategy, which builds upon the fact-based assessment, seeks to organize U.S. government efforts to counter domestic terrorism into 4 pillars. The overreaching goal is the prevention, disruption, and deterrence of domestic terrorism. Guys, that's not, it's pre-crime. It's 1984. Pass this or do that or start a march like that will effectively create legislation. Yeah. All I can do is do this and direct actions, but they have so much more leverage. And she talks about leverage and she's not using it. Yeah. And
they give up their leverage all the time.
They give up their leverage all the time. Yeah. And another thing I want to point out is that there were some people that were we're not all psychic here. This is what when you know what has been done before and you look at the history and you smell what's coming, then Johnny, all of us said what's happening now. We literally said it. I mean, it's scary how accurate that was.
The greatest threat to the empire Fam, let's get going with this section right over here because we are down one section today because Pasta doesn't know how to tweet properly. Let's get it going. So, go ahead.
Okay, so AOC was gloating on Morning Joe to that she was happy that they gave her the credit for holding her tongue against the Democratic Party, right? Because, you know, they were like, you usually have been opposing the Democrats, and you and Bernie decided to hold your tongue. And she's like, yes, thank you so much for the credit. So let's watch this, right? Because this is what she's doing right there. And I want to remind everybody, she initially told you she was going to bring the ruckus, remember, to the Democratic Party. That she was, you know, she was going to oppose this party establishment. And she's done nothing but capitulate at every single turn or create a theatrics of opposition to Biden without actually legislatively or direct action-wise doing anything to oppose him, right? So let's just watch this clip and then we'll go from there.
Let's talk about the Democrat.
Fam, let's get going with this section right over here. Because we are down one section today because Pasta doesn't know how to tweet properly. Let's get it going. So, right.
Okay, so AOC was gloating on Morning Joe to, that she was happy that they gave her the credit for holding her tongue against the Democratic Party, right? Because, you know, they were like, you usually have been opposing the Democrats, and you and Bernie decided to hold your tongue. And she's like, yes, thank you so much for the credit. So let's watch this, right? Because this is what she's doing right there. And I want to remind everybody, she initially told you she was going to bring the ruckus, remember, to the Democratic Party. That she was, you know, she was going to oppose this party establishment. And she's done nothing but capitulate at every single turn or create a theatrics of opposition to Biden without actually legislatively or direct action-wise doing anything to oppose him, right? So let's just watch this clip and then we'll go from there.
Let's talk about the Democrat.